whose voice don't I still have in this room? As I'm thinking about inclusion, who is still missing?
Wow.
Who is still invisible? Yeah? We need to go beyond the matrices.
Okay, let me ask them. Then let's enter this organization.
Yes.
So when you registered, you registered as a trust?
I register
As an
it
NGO?
as a company limited by guarantee.
Uh-huh.
That's what I register it as.
And you call it?
Clean Start Africa.
Clean Start Africa.
Yes.
You don't even have to explain why Clean Start.
It is a clean start and no looking back.
Okay, walk us now through that journey.
Oh my goodness. So I registered the organization and I start learning about fundraising. I start learning about governance. So it's a whole new world for me. I now become an employer, curating programs. So it's a whole new world and it really gets me. But let me tell you.
And how are you at this time paying rent or getting food and diapers?
And all that kind of stuff.
While you're doing the organization.
Exactly. Yeah. God is so faithful because I just started by sharing my story. Just like I'm sharing here is how I started. And I started by going to share within faith-based organizations. Different Sundays, I would be at different churches and God opened the avenues to share their story. What I was doing at that time was creating awareness because I had experienced a lot of pushback. Why prisoners? How do we trust them? Why that space? So I realized that I needed to first create a lot of national awareness before we even move any next level. Why? Now explaining to them that by the time they ended up to prison, you see these people you're offering education, very well done, because their outcomes and their paths will be great. Now, these ones are too late in the journey. They missed that stop. They didn't get that opportunity for that scholarship. And it kept pushing them to where they are right now. So they are so much lower than these ones you're giving scholarships. So consider expanding what you're doing with these ones and expand and extend those scholarships to their children or to them when they leave.
Oh, wow.
That awareness creation, because people would be like, we're supporting people in the slums, we're supporting people, children in children's homes. Those are covered.
So we've written these ones off completely.
You don't see them.
These are the bad people in society.
Exactly. They're invisible. You're not seeing them. You're not understanding why they're there because you have labeled them as criminals, that they deserve to be there. And I put myself in their shoes when I went into prison the first day. The bias lens I had don't even come anywhere near me because I didn't understand how they had ended up here. It took me time to understand their pathways. So that's what I did first to create that awareness. So when I would go to a church, I would explain why that prison ministry needed to go over and above Bible study. Invest in their education, invest in their businesses, invest in family reconciliation, like really train them how to do prison ministry.
Even the Bible study is almost done from the bias lens.
Yes.
You get?
I get.
The Bible study is like, because you're such a bad person.
Tubu.
Yeah. Oh my God. Oh, this is so painful to know.
I know.
This is so painful to know.
I know. And I invested a lot of time in removing that bias lens, showing you.
Oh my God.
You're doing good from that pedestal, but just calm down a little bit. Just calm down a little bit. How many times have you required grace? Have you required mercy? How many times have you required a second chance? This person did not even have the first chance in the first place. We knocked them out even before we understood that they needed a first chance.
Yeah. That hits me a bit hard.
Because we have all fallen short. But you don't walk everywhere, Richie, people saying, this is that guy, this is that guy. Do you remember in 1985? In 1990, do you remember? We don't do that. Yet this person who was hawking, because they didn't have another option of how to make an income that day, and that's how they've ended up in prison. Now they come out.
Okay, they need Bible study. He loves Jesus. And I don't mean it in a negative way.
I know.
I'm just understanding the level of bias lens that we have.
Yeah.
He's so criminal. We've already put him with... And I'm not saying there are no criminals in the place.
They are there.
Yes.
Who deserve to be there.
Yes.
Locked, I could even also join in locking them. Because they are harm to society. They are there. Unfortunately, 75%, according to this nation's statistics, are in there because of petty offenses. Petty. Touting. Petty.
Yes.
Petty.
Without... I get... Yeah.
Touts. I don't know. Petty. They're not criminals. What we have done, we have criminalized poverty.
That...
They're not criminals. But because they are poor, they are thriving and surviving because in that state is criminalized.
Yes. It's that the best example you gave was that loitering, the same walk
Yeah.
in Loresho, Kuna, is a stroll.
That's a straw.
You move it to Dandora, it's jaywalking.
Yeah. Those ones need to be imprisoned. Who determines the value of one life to another? Who came up with our weighing scale? This is the valuable life, this one. And remember, the only thing that's separating them, their social economic status.
AKA, how much money they have.
Yeah.
Okay, so I love what you do. So going to faith-based institutions and telling them, okay, fine, you've got these education scholarships that you do.
Economic opportunities.
Open them up also to this
forgotten. Include
this.
The incarcerated and formerly incarcerated.
Were people getting this?
Initially, it was very difficult. Very difficult, Richie. Very difficult. Huh? Really? You won't tell me if we give them a chance? It was difficult at first.
That lens is hard. That lens is strong.
Huh? These criminals, why not give someone who is out here? Why them? I could go to any informal settlement and give it the opportunity there. Why them? So to explain to them, this was the person at that informal opportunity. And that person in that informal opportunity is just a step away from here. So we need to close this tap so that one does not fall here. It took a lot of sharing my story, a lot of sharing with whoever could give me time to share. And little by little, people began to lean in. One here, one there, and it began to catch fire.
Okay.
And then slowly, God opened international doors. Those international doors accelerated the support because now I could travel for fundraising and literally come back with cash, which could help us now move programs forward. So God, in his own way, sent the destiny helpers, people who supported me to open those international doors in the UK, the US. Actually, this far we've come, 98% of our funding has been coming from the US. That's what has supported us.
You know, I am so happy that happens, but it also saddens me.
I know.
I've been doing a lot of... Kenya has so much money.
So much wealth.
Exactly. And I'm talking now even...
Billions.
Exactly. We when I hear the stories of how people in the West give, these people, they are sacrificially giving of their, it's not a billionaire you're going to sit down with who says, here's a check of $1 million.
No.
I don't know what it is about us that our palms need to open up more.
Because this is our country. We're Kenyans. These are our brothers and sisters. They're not Americans, they are Kenyans. Our brothers and sisters. We've got the money. It's not that we don't have it. How is it so difficult to extend that money? Like, what is it you don't get? The money is there. These are our brothers and sisters. They only need access to the opportunity. You can make it happen.
And let me now be raw, because you may be nice and politically correct. The problem is the middle class in Kenya. Mm-hmm. It is that, you see that thing that you've said, brothers and sisters?
Yes.
It is that bias lens that doesn't even let you see that person is like you.
Yeah.
Or that person is you.
Could have been you.
Mm.
But because God blessed you and you got lucky and things are working out for you. Of course, even as they're working out, there are always those ups and downs.
Mm.
But it doesn't even mean that it's just cash that you can give. You could give of your expertise.
Lawyer services, whatever it may be.
Take your time and say, every Friday, even just one Friday a month, those will be 12 Fridays a year, and say, I am going to go and volunteer and train these women on what you're so good at because it can help them. Just one Friday a month. And you could probably say you don't have time, but have you done an audit of where you spend your time?
Mm.
You know, when your cause is sleeping there, complaining of what you still don't have. And you see, that's the thing. When you are in that bias lens, you get caught up in that rat race of, I need to work harder, cut short other people's opportunities so that I can climb higher because I still don't have the latest, I still don't have. So you always see things from glass half empty. You have so much which you're not even grateful for. Why? Because you've gotten caught up in this rat race of materialism, competing with so and so. You're not grateful. Just the gift of life, the gift of health, where you're at. So you never even see abundance. You see scarcity. You know?
Is it okay? So first and foremost, this CTA answers my question, but I will still ask it. And the question is it possible for, and again, I'll stick to the middle class and the upper class, to have the lens removed, for their eyes to be opened?
It's very possible.
Without them having to go into the prison.
Definitely.
So one way which I think is possible is you sharing your story.
Yeah. Because now they can see that it's a truth. It's a truth that they don't have to live. They have had, they see, it's understandable. So all you need to do is act. These prisons are all over in this country. There are people in there. Okay, fine. Even if you wear your judgment lens, let's give them the benefit of doubt. I've paid my price. I have been convicted to serve 20 years. I've served the 20 years. Now I'm out. How much further do you want me to continue paying for that crime? I've paid the price. So let's assume I was not innocent. I went in guilty. Didn't I pay the price that I was meant to pay for the crime I committed?
That price is not enough.
Who are we to keep deciding
how
you messed that one time, you messed? We deserve grace, we deserve mercy, we deserve second chances. You don't deserve it. Who are we to decide that? Why do we decide that?
There's a way that you talk that it's truly you have been changed by truth. In fact, I love that. I'm going to call one of the episodes Changed by Truth.
Yeah.
Such a beautiful statement out there.
Yeah.
I want to go back to this story of yours of Clean Start
Africa.
So you get this funding.
Yes. I get the funding from the UK, from the US.
Yes. After pitching, and I'm sure your story comes as a part of this.
Definitely.
So what do you now do with this money?
Yeah. So we get the money, and oh my goodness, this is where I truly come to life, because we begin in the prisons. That's where we begin. We've got
You go back to Langata?
Yes, a lot. I was there last week, and I'm going back there very soon.
Have you seen anybody who was there when you?
Very many.
When you were there?
Very many that I met when I was there. They are still there today.
Guy, that's 14 years ago. Or how? No, 2011.
2011 is when I left.
Wow, that's a long time ago. Yeah.
Yeah, they've already done a decade plus.
Wow.
And there are people I met there who've been through our programs. They are now out and working right here and going back into those prisons. Let me tell you the transformation. Like every shilling, it not only counts, it changes generations. And let me tell you how beautiful it is. So we begin
Look at
in
you
prison.
smiling.
I know, because it just...
You wouldn't be smiling like this in the bank.
I know, and let me tell you something, Richie. You see, when I decided to do this, there was no path, there was no proof of concept. It was a risk. There wasn't another formerly imprisoned woman I was seeing and saying she's done it, so I can do it. I mean, all I had was that knowing inside of me that God wants me to do this, and the faith. Nothing tangible. And I moved. So we've got a year program, but it's divided into 3 pieces: the basic level rehabilitation, a master's level, and an advanced level for the leaders.
Wow.
Now, the basic level is what all our constituents must take. You must take that first 3 months UFNO training for you to get into our database. And that's where we begin collecting your database and having you as part of our community. So this 3 program entails forgiveness, things like forgiveness, visioning again, communication skills. It's really the soft skills of trying to open you up, to draw a line, to leave what you've left behind now and imagine a new future.
The first, I'm coming, you're still at this story. The first prison you went to, was it Langata?
Yes.
Because you had connections?
Because I knew people there. And
was it difficult with the government now getting permission to come in?
I must...
So what did you do? You just said...
Yeah, I must admit that God was very gracious. And there's always that one. I can see that one everywhere. Whether it was registering my organization, there was that one at the AG's office. I can see that one person. I keep seeing that one person. So there's this lady, she was the director of rehabilitation then, and she sat at the Kenya Prisons headquarters. And we had interacted when I was incarcerated. So I called her after my dad, supported me in this way. And I said to her, I'd like to have a meeting with you. She gave me the meeting, and it was the first meeting that day. So I needed to be there by 7 a.m. And I went to Upper Hill, Magereza House, and I met this director, and I shared with her my dream. She listened to me, and it's not common that a formerly incarcerated person will now come to prisons and say, I am now back to work alongside you to bring rehabilitation and to work within the reentry level. And she believed in me and held my hand.
Wow.
So the first place she gave me was Langata to begin this program that I'm talking about. And she gave me the permission because you don't just walk into prisons. So she authorized my entry to Langata. And the first thing I did was to organize a Thanksgiving. So we had mass.
So how was it going back? Like what did you feel?
To this date, it's not easy. Every day walking back to Langata reminds me the day I was going in and the day I was leaving, plus everything that happened in between to this date. That's how deep ingrained that experience is. That a decade plus later, it's still fresh.
Wow. Were the wardens and the other women shocked to see you?
Very, very. And more shocked because when I was incarcerated, when I was having my time, I wasn't as talkative because of the shock. So I'd stay quiet most of the days in a lot of thought because I was very shocked. And I was also trying to figure out what this experience means. So most of the time I was quiet. And I remember when I was leaving, I said to the women, I'll be back and I will do something. And they laughed and wondered, you who doesn't talk, you're going to come back and do anything, you will talk. I only talked to understand why someone came, and I sat a lot with my thoughts. Reconciling these two worlds was difficult. And so when I came back, to the surprise of the women, I came back, and I didn't come back by myself. I had all these people. I had one of my former bank managers, some of my former bank colleagues, some of my friends.
From the bank?
From
that bank that...
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. They were there on my very first day going back to prison. And they brought a lot of the stuff that I told them, the bar soap, the dignity packs, the bar soap, the toothbrush, the toothpaste, the panties, the sanitary towels, all these things that,
God.
That I knew
what
are
happens
always
with sanitary
an
towels
issue.
in prison?
I know. When I got into prison, I would see the small mattresses were around. And I used to wonder, where are these mattresses? The circular. Where do they sell circular mattresses like this? Then, as I stayed on, I realized that's what they cut and use as sanitary towel. I saw women tear Bibles to use as sanitary towels. I saw women share panties with each other.
Booking
a panty.
So that's not even in my mind.
Exactly. Like, I come now to my sister and tell her, on this and this date, I've booked your panty.
Oh my God.
I saw that with my two own eyes. Why? You've been here 5-6 years. You walked in with that panty of yours. People don't come to visit you, And that's what really bonded us. Those issues that we will go through. You've got such little bar soap, but you will cut a piece and give your friend just so that they can take a bath.
Your folks and people visiting you'd bring for you?
A lot. And whenever they would bring the stuff, of course, this is for sharing. I saw women use, what is it called? The paper bags.
Yeah.
And they tie because they don't have diapers. And when you get the diaper, you keep it for like Christmas. You keep it for a special day, a diaper.
Oh my God.
You're keeping the diaper for a special day. So these are the days you use the nylon, that, and then you keep cleaning it. Then on a special day, it was.
I understand now why you're saying, when you went to the faith-based organizations, you're saying there's the forgotten people.
Yes.
Even in CSR.
Yes.
Sanitary pads are given to high school girls.
Exactly.
They're given to, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Who thinks about
No one thinks about the prisons.
Plus,
please remember, I'm generally saying this because, of course, I don't have factual information, but it just doesn't look like it's a top of mind thing.
It's not a top of mind. It's not a top of mind thing. Even when you're thinking about left behind girls, do you think about the incarcerated girls in the juvenile facilities? No, we just think about, in informal sectors. So we need to, as we sit in those decision-making rooms, we really need to know, as I make this decision, whose voice don't I still have in this room? Whose voice don't I still have in this room? As I'm thinking about inclusion, who is still missing?
Wow.
Who is still invisible? Yeah? We need to go beyond the matrices, because even in that world of the vulnerable, we still have matrices of the vulnerable.
That's my...
Could there be a lower level of more vulnerability that we haven't thought about as an organization, as a funder, as our CSR? Because they're there. They are there. And because I've interacted with this community for so long now, they're not just going into prison because of what they were engaging in. They are victims. Sexual gender-based violence. She's been beaten.
This is her protection herself.
Exactly. That day when she decides to protect herself, that's the day that leads her in there. So, and that's why when we take our programs inside prison, we do not ask, what crime did you commit? How long are you here for? Not at all. And when we ask, if you're a long-termer, we train you as a trainer of trainer so that you can continue training while you're inside prison and get yourself busy. If it's a short term, we want to ensure that within these 3 months, you've gotten some training to live with, and so that you can continue with our programming on the outside. Because again, in prisons, trainings mostly begin at month 6. But a lot of these people have come in with short sentences. Pay 200 or 2,000 or serve 3, 4, 5 months in prison. So you went and sat in there, but you didn't attend any program. Why? Your term was too short, So we make sure that at least the first 3 months, we've captured you, so that even when this gets open, you're already having our DNA, you're already having our language, our thinking. And then there's no woman we want to leave prison on their own. Every single day there's a release. There's someone from our community that's going to pick you.
From Clean Start
From
Africa.
Clean Start Africa.
And these women are women like you who have they've gone through the experience, now they're trainers of trainers.
Exactly.
And now they work. So they understand.
Yes. They're having an income, but at the same time, they're not only being able to provide for themselves and their children, they are paying it forward for their other sisters still on the inside, because some of them go to train inside every single day. They're in particular women prisons. Every other day, there's a leader in that community. So if a woman is leaving today from, let's say, Langata or Meru or Embu or Thika or wherever, they are leaders because we have what we call chapters. Chapters are groups of formerly incarcerated women across the country. So any town you go to, you will find a Clean Start Africa chapter. They get a name, they get registered as a CBO.
What's a CBO?
It's a community-based organization, as a self-help group. They get registered, they've got their chair, their treasurer, their secretary, a formal group. They've got a constitution. And then once they do that, that leader, any woman coming out of prison and going into that town, that leader must welcome that woman into the group. And that group does economic empowerment activities, so they earn through that group. They also heal because they meet minimum once a month. Some meet weekly, some meet twice a month, but at least minimum a month, the group must meet. And when they meet, they share their experiences. Why? We want them to heal. We don't want them to get into depression. We don't want them to face the social stigmas alone. You're doing life with this group now. And then you've got to do things like table banking. But most importantly, you must identify an economic empowerment activity, which we will then fund to support you.
Oh, for real?
Yes. So those are the areas the funding goes to. But we can only help as much as we've gotten the funding.
Do you, and I'm coming to the funding,
Yeah.
do you provide legal services and maybe not even bail? Like, do you pay for somebody who's been there, they need to pay 1,000 shillings to get out?
Through partnerships. So we don't do it directly through our funding, because our funding directly goes to the programs of in prison and outside and to their children. Now, there are people who will come and say, we've got money and we would love to pay the bill. So we work with them to bail out these our women. So if you come with bail money, we've got our people.
You already have the system.
We already know.
Already
pay for this one, pay for this one, pay for this one. We already have them. And you will not just pay the bill. As soon as you have paid, we will even tell you which group that woman has joined. And we will request, could you support them so that they can continue earning, so that she doesn't go back.
Okay. I want to do a call to action on CTA. You're telling me right now,
Yes.
if I fundraise
Yes.
on CTA,
Yes.
we can instantly
Bail out
women. Right now as we're speaking.
Right now as we speak. We will bail out
Aizo,
the women.
patia simu yangu. So me, I'll start.
Wow. Richie. Wow.
You know, I never ask people to do something on CTA that I'm not doing.
Oh,
Because
thank you.
I don't believe in...
Wow.
First of all, I believe that any amount makes a difference.
Exactly.
Some people believe...
Any amount will make a difference. Because that woman will be bailed out. And let me tell you something, Richie. You're not just bailing a woman. You're helping that woman, I'm even getting goosebumps, be reconnected with her children.
Okay. How do I do this?
Pay bill.
Pay bill.
543.
And this was on the screen. 543
268.
268.
Yes.
Okay. Account?
Account bill.
I love this. So I'm sending 10,000 shillings.
Oh my
Enter.
goodness.
It says Clean Start Solution Limited
That's
via
it.
ABSA. Pay
That's
bill.
the one.
And done.
Oh my goodness.
I have sent 10,000 shillings.
Oh, Richie.
And that is specifically to
Bail. Because that end, our auditors are Grant Thornton. So we don't do audit like Kienyeji. Grant Thornton, international auditors. So it shows very well that this money, forget about our accountability to you, which we will do. This money came in for bail. Where is the report of who was bailed out? The reports are there. So this is what will happen, Richie. Our team is going to bail out the women. They're going to reconnect them with their children and get them into a group. And Richie, you will know the women you bailed out.
That is just so, like, guys, I want to say this again. The whole time we've been speaking, the pay bill has been on the screen. But it's 542?
543.
Oh, sorry, let me say that again.
Yes.
543
268.
268. That's the pay bill. And then now it should say, yes, 543 268.
Clean
and then
start.
now, guys, go there, write bail.
Yes.
So we're starting with the bail.
We're starting with the bail. And Richie, I will give you the number of women that have been bailed out, and you will see them, because they have to say thank you. They were bailed out. They have been reconnected with their children. It's not rocket science. It's not rocket science.
You know what would be amazing? If after this CTA, maybe a month after this, if we came and had a conversation
with those very women.
People.
And that's exactly what we're going to do.
That's what we're going to do.
That's what we're going to do.
That's what we're going to do.
They were paid for the bail. They are now out. Richie, and you will hear their stories.
That is amazing.
You will hear their stories.
I love that.
Of their pathways in and how God answered their cries when they were told, you've been bailed out.
And here's what I love about this. It's somebody can bail somebody out from the comfort of their home.
Yes.
My only ask is, what if the people are watching from outside of Kenya?
I know, Richie. So we've got PayPal, cleanstart@gmail.com.
I love it. So you don't leave out those ones as well?
We don't leave them out.
Okay, I love it.
We don't leave them out. Just do PayPal.
Cleanstart?
Kenya@gmail.com.
Cleanstartkenya@gmail.com. That's for your PayPal?
That's our PayPal.
Okay.
Then we use our account numbers. Those I can share later. Yeah.
No problem.
Yes.
Okay. More information, check out the pinned comments.
Yes. Yeah.
But hey,
but Rich,
we are sure
so
right
grateful.
now that a couple of people, CT is bailing out a couple of people.
Oh,
no, there's no
so
way we
grateful.
can come here and just hear your story and not do anything.
This is incredible. And I know what it means to these women because I hear their cries daily. Beyond that, I know I know the children they've been separated from. You know?
You know, if, God forbid, I was not in this earth and my wife was in that situation, like, you know, I like what you said when you say remove the lens. That's not my wife. I can imagine how my wife would feel if you just came and said somebody has paid her bail and she's reconnected with my 2 daughters. So for me, like, there's no way I can do nothing. And I also know there's people watching who, they can't just watch this.
Let's bail them out. And God forbid any of your family members ever goes to prison because it's the worst. There's nothing as horrible as feeling silenced. That you're in this deep pit. And no matter how much you try to shout out, no one is listening to you. No one is doing anything. And you're going through this pain. But when you've said that, I've remembered this lady. She's called Jane Kio. She's one of us.